Welcome to part 13 of our Village of Shadows run through the Resident Evil Village game. It's a complete run through. We try to watch every cutscene, read every document, find every treasure, kill every foe, basically show you the entire gameplay and as close to what it's like to play it on Village of Shadows difficulty as we can. We've been told by Heisenberg that the fourth Rosemary flask is in a place called the Stronghold. We've used the six-feathered key to open this area, and these are the outskirts of the Stronghold. There's going to be a lot of action in this video. We are going to face, I don't know, 40 or 50 Lycans. It starts off with us just trying to get to the Stronghold. You can see the outer gates, the outer enforcements there. But we can't just charge up there. On Village of Shadows mode, charging up there would be easy, certain death. We remember back to the second video of the series when we faced the first Lycan attack on the village and died 3 times. So, trying to be a little bit more cautious here. These Lycan will all come in kind of waves, if you will. I was kind of surprised this guy was here. Got that last shot off just as he hit me. What I was trying to trigger was the archer. I was not expecting that guy on the ground. In all difficulty settings, there's an archer that comes and runs and he gets over there on that rock there. But on Village of Shadows, those arrows hurt. I mean, they hurt bad. You've seen I go from full health to red instantly, and watch how far they can shoot those things. That's a long bow for sure. The Englishman have nothing on him. Sniper versus archer. And the archer's winning. But the sniper wins. Technology. Modern weapons. I'm not going to give this guy time of day. I'm not going to give him a chance to shoot arrows at. He doesn't know I'm here yet. I can see him. I was convinced, I don't know if I was flashing to the mercenaries part where there's at least 2 archers up there, or if I was really expecting there to be another archer in those fortifications, those front fortifications of the fortress. At this time I was playing a lot of mercenaries, mixing it in with this run. The mercenaries, I didn't capture any of the video play of that. I'm not a big fan of the mercenaries in general. This game was pretty good though. It was fine, but it was all in first person, and so Jackie can't watch or be a part of that gameplay in first person. The difference between what her eyes are telling her and what her ears are telling her makes her nauseous. So we try not to. We don't play first-person games together. I still play them some by myself. But because she can't even watch them, she can't watch the videos of me playing. She can't watch the videos of other people that are even better, more stable than I am playing. So I didn't record any of that. But at the time, Jackie and I were playing through this and recording it during the day, and I was playing the mercenaries at night, trying to get through those achievements. Because we're achievement hunters, so we're trying to get all the achievements. I guess they call it being platinum. Trying to be platinum. I was having a bit of a problem flipping between remembering where foes were going to be because they're not in the same places on the 2 things. But, so I think mercenaries is actually harder. However, on Village of Shadows, each one of those arrows, I mean, you see how deadly they are. You can really do some damage quickly. So you don't get hit by them twice. If you get hit, make sure you're moving. Don't stand in the same place. But yeah, no, I'm expecting more wolves, which is a mercenaries thing. There's no wolves here. Not yet. To open this big gate up here, he's going to say, how do I get this open? You have to throw 2 switches. Right from the beginning, I expected there to be a wave of Lycan
get this door open
each time I pulled a switch. And that didn't happen on standard, and that didn't happen on casual. I didn't play it on nightmare mode. I just skipped that. Went straight to Village of Shadows difficulty. But, so I was expecting there to be 2 waves of Lycan. I find this vantage point more defendable. They can still jump. They can come up the other side and jump over. They can climb up the ladder that you just climbed up to get here. So you're still vulnerable on both sides. But I was trying very hard not to switch over to the rifle there. What I found is on the knife only run that I can defend that ladder such that you can literally stand at the top of it and knock them back down with your knife as they come out. But here's sort of the problem: is they can still come at you from 2 different directions, but they're both kind of pinch points. So I was afraid to do it, but if you were able to stand out there a little closer to that ladder, you can defend it a little bit better. There seem to be 2 waves. The second wave is not quite as big as the first wave. You can kind of wait until you stop hearing any growling. Then you know that you've cleared the wave. Get the box. We finished upgrading all of our weapons, so there's not really a reason for me to be picking up treasure. But as a complete run, I mean, the things you would do would be pick up all the treasure. And I remembered I shot that barrel and killed a couple of them down there, so I'm going to jump all the way down to the bottom. Pick up the treasures that are down there. Head back up, and I'm going to pull the second lever. And I was on casual and on standard. Pulling the second lever does not create another wave of Lycan. And so I was just absolutely certain that it was going to create another wave, another one of those, maybe even more over the top than the last one. And I realized that if I run under these... If you remember in one of the last videos, I wasn't able to get the treasures that were on the rooftops, but I was able to get that treasure. Okay, so we're going to pull this lever, and I am fully expecting another Lycan attack. Because it just seemed like there's no reason to race. Like, you could just pull them both if there's no Lycan attack. And there's not. Even on Village of Shadows difficulty, that second attack, that second set of waves that I was just certain was going to happen, doesn't happen. I think that was kind of a missed opportunity. In a way, it was kind of a letdown. That very first Lycan attack at the very beginning of the game, especially when you're not playing in New Game Plus mode, so you don't have any of your weapons, and it's so overwhelming. I was expecting this to be just as overwhelming. Now in here, they do a good job of it's overwhelming. There are things you can do if you watch our knife only run. Descriptions in the link is in the description below. The description's in the link below. You'll see that. So we're up to, this will be the 12th gem that we've shot down. if you watch the knife only run or the speed only run, for sure the speed only run, the dashing dad run, speed run, there's a way to make this a much shorter contest. I knew that, but I wanted the full experience. I wanted this to feel overwhelming, and I wanted to fight with my stake again. This is a great pinch point that them having to cut. If you stand here with that pillar just to your right, them having to run almost basically straight down that bridge at you. But you do have to remember that they can jump up over the edge there. And so you can't stand there all day, but that makes such a great. They're just running straight at you. It's hard to miss them. You do not want to come down here unless you want to fight. And I wanted to fight, so that was sort of purposeful. It looked kind of like it was on accident, but if you come down here, they can jump at you from all sorts of different angles, and they do. If you've been following our videos, you'll remember that during the very first Lycan attack, we died 3 times, and then in Castle Dimitrescu, we died twice. And then we died twice more fighting Lady Dimitrescu, boss fight. And Pearson hit the barrel behind him. This is not a good place. Like I said, they come from above and they can drop down almost anywhere on you. So this is not necessarily a good place to be. I was kind of wanting to redeem myself from those earlier deaths with the Lycans. I'll show you that when I'm taking it seriously, I'm not thinking I'm playing on casual mode anymore. I know it's deadly. I have had to heal myself a couple of times. It's not like I'm doing it touchless, but you know. Now, see, this isn't as good of a pinch point because they're not running straight at you. It worked, but they're not running straight at you, so. Didn't see that guy at first. I saw the guy behind you. I know the last few videos have mostly been treasure hunting and puzzle solving. And so for all you adrenaline junkies that were waiting for this, here you go. I've lost track of how many this is, but we've already killed. It wouldn't surprise me if it was going on 20. Place is finally beginning to quiet down. I don't think it's infinite. I don't think if you just stood here that any more would come. Once you get to this point, I think it's stable. There's a zip line that starts the next wave, if you will, the next confrontation. If you're trying not to fight, what you want to do is you want to race up that zip line, race over here. You want to get to the very top as quick as you can. You don't want to spend any time down here letting more wolves spawn. If you get all the way over to the top and you hear him say, "Okay, big guy," that's a cue that you're on the final leg of the waves. There won't be any more. I am nervous about that archer. That archer can kill me quickly. If nothing else, if he hits me at the wrong time, it causes me to flinch while I'm being charged by other wolves. And those arrows come quick. So then I get the bright idea, if I come down here, maybe I can I spy him. You can certainly see where it's lit up, but if I use the scope and zoom in, look at that, there's a foot. Nope. Moved. He's wondering where I am, and I'm wondering where he is. He's got a torch, the way he's laying up his things. So I kneeled down there so I can squat down so now I can see the thing. I don't remember what movie that was first in, but somewhere along the line, Hollywood picked up on duck down below the car, shoot the guy's leg, and when he falls down, you can shoot him in the head. That's what I was going for. My Hollywood shot. I don't know if it worked, but it killed him, so that's all I needed. I remember that treasure would be there, so because I just shot that guy and he fell down there. I heard somebody moving before I was expecting to, so I thought, well, let's go back here. There's this nice long, narrow spot to funnel them. Say hello to my little friend. Then dawns on me that, like, if you go back, there's almost always somebody that will try to block you from getting back out this way. So maybe I can get another one to jump down. Yep. So I've about milked this for all I can. Not a lot left to do other than to go back to the whole top. The sounds never really quit, even though the waves that have quit. There's nothing coming to attack me now. This time we should be able to get up to the top. So like I was saying, if you watch our speed run, I even talked about it during that like I wasn't 100% it would work, but it did. You run all the way up here, you start up those stairs. I could have used a grenade launcher here. Probably worked better, but I can throw more pipe bombs. I can throw pipe bombs faster than I can spit out grenades. You can see some of those big armored ones make it through all those launchers or all those pipe bombs. If you race up here and you get those guys to drop down, everything else behind you goes away, basically, and you're past it all. So you can just, once you're in these doors, someone will still chase you if you can't, but it makes it greatly reduces the number that you have to kill. But I felt like that was some redemption for the second video where I died 3 times in the first Lycan attack. I'm using the same weapon. It's not any more upgraded. It's still fully upgraded. It still doesn't have the mercenaries completed. It's still just doing the same 5,000 points of damage that it was doing during that video. But you can see that I've settled into that this game is actually hard and I need to treat it with some respect. Another video, another deathless video. So you'll see that this will change. We get to the factory, handle most of the factory, but the real challenge for Village of Shadows comes when you can no longer use the stake. And you say, well, what do you mean you can no longer use the stake? Well, basically, Sturm is invulnerable to the stake. I mean, if you can hit his back, it's great, but it's hard to hit him in the back. During the Heisenberg fight, you don't get to use the stake. All of Chris's sequence, you don't get to use the stake. And so that part of the game becomes very hard. This guy's corpse has been laying there a long time, apparently. Like a really long time. Again, you can save, but really, if you die here, the auto save is right here anyway, so it's not like you have to go back through that. But this is your actual fight with Urias, and I'm remembering back to that video when I with that first Lycan attack, when I got several good shots on his body, no headshots, but I got several good shots on him during that video, and like he didn't even seem to notice. So I'm just going to unload. I'm thinking this might be a long battle, and several of those shots are actually being blocked and hitting the shaft of the hammer right there. I know he's going to drop down, so I need to get out of there. Watch how fast he moves here. But he moves fast for a big guy, but I did so much damage up there that really only took a couple more shots.
Eat shit.
I was frankly surprised. I had been gearing myself up for the Stronghold and Urias fight ever since that Lycan attack where I died 3 times on camera. I hope that was a little bit of redemption for me in your eyes. The next room, up here ahead, through this door that opened when you killed him, is a crystal cavern. And this is where your gemologist completes in here easily. 13, 14. I didn't track each one individually because I just started using the Poacher thing because I mean there's so many in here I didn't want to track 1,000 dots. That sticky text takes a long time to do. We're 2 past the count. There's one missing, and somehow to me it was obvious watching the videos, but to me playing the game it wasn't obvious. I'm like, I wonder if it was obvious to you. Let me know in the comments if it was like, I don't know why you didn't see it, Brian. It was right there. I'm looking in space now. I don't know why I'm looking over there. Surprise! I finally saw it. There we go. Alright, and in here there's going to be a flask and another conversation with Heisenberg. No, not right away. You can hear the TV. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so that's the 4th and final flask, the torso. I mean, clearly this is being seen from Rose's perspective, I guess. Mother Miranda picking her up.
You're the real deal, Ethan. Well done.
Quit hiding, asshole. I'm not letting you get out of this.
Cool your jets. Just a little bit more, and you're all wrapped up. I'll lend you a hand. So in exchange...
In exchange what?
First of all, come to me. Put all the flasks in the altar, and I'm sure you'll figure the rest out. See you, Ethan.
God damn it.
So it sounds like Heisenberg's got some grudging respect for Ethan now. He's thinking maybe Ethan and he can pair up and do something. He doesn't give the whole thing away there. There's another treasure. Somebody's unpronounceable name's platter. Now the first time I played, I, for whatever reason, missed this next little area. And when I was hunting for... I had to look it up. I was like, what document am I missing? I was missing one document. I had 46 when the game was over. I was like, what document did I miss? How could I have missed them? I walked right by this little area. Here I didn't dock the boat. And then even when I read somebody's walkthrough and they described it, I was like, what are they talking about? And I just walked right by that doorway. It's not like it's the last document, it's just the one that when I was playing I missed. So far in our videos here, the only one I've missed, and I've played through to the end. I've edited now through to the end. So the only one I missed was file number 6 in that first little right after the Lycan attack when I was literally thinking, do I I recorded all that, but I died 3 times. Do I restart? I wasn't. I missed file number 6. So this is file number 36. But so the only document that you can't have read following this 19-part playthrough of the game was file number 6. It never shows up on the screen. I didn't click on it, so. But I showed you where it was. Those things are so creepy, but they're not very. If you have ammunition and they're not very challenging. They're so creepy, and I still like them. Even I like killing them. So now this puts you back out into that little part of the cemetery that you had to have the iron key to get into. And that pretty much is going to end our village time. I'm going to carry the video on across until we get to where we'll wind up meeting with Heisenberg. One more
it's my
dump of stuff
pleasure to see you return alive.
As you wish.
You need to have a stack of healing potions. We've upgraded the V61, so all of our weapons are upgraded. I've probably, during the time off, I've probably
securing goods is more important than
made the V61 infinite ammo. Again, I'm saving. You don't really need to. I don't know why I saved all the time.
Exploration.
So over here on the altar, with the thing with the umbrella symbol on it, we're going to stick the 4 parts of our daughter into this altar. It unlocks the, like you saw there, the feet. I don't know. For whatever reason, I never played through where I stuffed flasks in here as I did it. I don't know if you would have gotten more of those flashback cutscenes if you had, or if it's just that one. The only one I ever see is that one. For whatever reason, I carry the 4 flasks around with me until I put them all in here at the same time. This gives you this big stand that, this pillar is actually what they're calling the Giant's Chalice. You can take this with you as if it was the size of a cup. It would probably weigh a few hundred pounds, but stick it in your backpack. I'm going to take this to, I guess, the ceremony site. Basically looks very similar to the altar, except for that the chalice wasn't there. So I'm going to go take this chalice and put it there. There's a little rumbling there. I don't know if it, since I had to, I obviously have to level out the audio between my voice and the game, but there's this low rumbling, and he's convinced something's going on, but I don't know what it's supposed to represent or what it's supposed to be there. Put the chalice on this umbrella symbol. It sinks down in. You can't step off. This is you can't move. This is basically a cutscene. Well, obviously this is a cutscene. Even the part where you're back in control, you can kind of look around, but you can't move. So it's showing you that there's now, a bridge across the river. As if it mattered, you couldn't have gotten to where they didn't have to make the bridge come up. It was a nice graphic, but you couldn't have gotten to where the bridge was anyway. So now you can move around. There's very little reason to. Now, I don't know if they use the elevator rides as a means of loading the next area. I mean, obviously there's a big map change from the village to what's going to be the factory, but I don't know if they're using this time to load or what they're doing, but they're good at making really long elevator rides.
It'll be fine. Ha! Just get your ass across the bridge.
At this point, first time you play through, you're kind of half expecting this to be a gauntlet or pinch point, like things come from behind and in the middle, but there's nothing that happens. You just run over here. I've run around this whole outside yard looking for stuff.
Moreau, but I
there's nothing in it.
Worse back in America.
The only two pieces of scrap that are available, I'll show you.
Speak to you about Rose.
This one and this car.
Oh, come on.
And the car over on the other side.
I
thought that it's not a trap. The first time you hear that and the first time you're coming here, you're just certain it's a trap. Turns out it's not so much of a trap. We're getting close to the end of the video. I'm going to run down here to the area where we will wind up meeting Heisenberg. He will talk about his plan for us and how he wants to use Rose to beat Miranda. We're going to pick it up there the next time. See you then. Hope you enjoyed it.